If we do that, and in that village we have Islam in the form of the Jama'ah, it must be one Jama'ah, and we have the one Ameer, and we have Sami'ana wa ata'ana, listening and obeying, and we give the pledge to obey, the bay'ah, and then the Ameer enforces the deen on the members of the Jama'ah. Then when you die, you can die with the hope in your heart that I'm not dying in Jahiliyyah. But if I remain in downtown Sydney, living in my home, without any Jama'ah, without any Ameer, without any pledge, an obligation to listen and obey, like a flock of sheep scattered all over without any shepherd, when I die with the possibility that I am not dying in Islam, I'm dying a death of Jahiliyyah. And so we say, go and buy land where land is cheap, where there's water, and build a Muslim village. But the first thing that we have about the structure of that village is that it must be one Jama'ah. So it cannot be a Salafi village, or a Deobandi village, or a Barelvi village, or a Naqshbandi village, or a Tabligh Jamaat village. Can you help me with some more? It must be a Muslim village, where all Muslims can come together. And they must all come together as one Jama'ah with one Ameer. Whoever is the Ameer, you must pledge your obedience to him. How do you establish your Ameer? Well, there are different mechanisms. We can discuss that. It's there in my book, One Jamaat, One Ameer. But what kind of Islam are we going to have in this village? Will it be Salafi version, or will it be Deobandi version, or will it be Tabligh Jamaat version, Wahhabi version? Which one? A big question. The Prophet said, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, I leave behind me two things. So long as you hold on to them, you'll never go astray. The Book of Allah and my Sunnah. Whatever lies outside of the Book of Allah and the Sunnah, whatever is interpretation, do not bring it into the public life of the village. That's your private life. The Book of Allah and the Sunnah, as universally accepted, is the basis of the public life of the village. And so the halaqah of zikr, of a Sufi order, we say, take it into your private life. Do not bring it into the public life. Do not bring it into the masjid, so you will have no cause for fitna, conflict between each other. But if somebody wants to invade into your private life to declare bid'ah and haram, now he is creating fitna. So we throw him out of that village faster than Federal Express. You're not allowed in this village. Go and live in Sydney. The Quran and the Sunnah is the basis for the public life of the village and the masjid. My teacher of blessed memory, Maulana Dr. Muhammad Fadlur Rahman Ansari, wrote before he died a masterpiece, which is perhaps the best book on Islam ever written in the English language. The Quranic Foundations and Structure of Muslim Society, in 2 volumes. Volume 2 in particular, he's done for us the homework. It's like a manual of instructions. How do you establish Islam in a Muslim village or in the state? And so that book will form an indispensable assistance or guide as we seek to establish the Muslim village. That's insofar as structure is concerned. Of course, the village will have to implement the law. But it'll implement the law only to the extent that the members of the Jama'ah agree to submit to the law. So if the law is a public flogging, and the Ameer is ready to inflict the flogging, you say, no, I don't want to be flogged. We don't have the authority to flog you. So what we'll have to do is to say to you, well, you can no longer live in this village. So you'll have to leave. If you submit to the law willingly, then we flog you. In this way, we'll be able to enforce the Sharia. And so we're going to have a Qadi or a judge, so matters go before him. And we're going to have a Mufti who will give legal opinions. All of these things are going to be revived on a miniature scale in the Muslim village that we used to have once upon a time. My book, One Jamaat, One Ameer, at the back of it you will see this structure of the village. Now then, we move on.